If a genie gave you three wishes, what would you ask for? Happiness? Money? Wisdom? Yeah, same. But I thought deeper, and I realized my answers say a lot about how I see the world. Welcome back to The Best Way, and this video is talking about three wishes. Most people wish for happiness, wealth, wisdom, or some kind of power. And those wishes make sense. They're all about security and fulfillment. But they can also be very vague if you don't define them. And what I mean by that is you can end up making a wish for money, but wishing for money isn't specific, or without specifics, it can end up with a pile of pennies. And it's understandable because we've all thought about what we would want, and usually with a wish you wish for something you either couldn't get normally, or for specific things, maybe superpowers, the ability to do certain things you wouldn't be able to do normally. So I'm going to talk about my three wishes, like what I would wish for. For my first wish, it would be unlimited money. I mean, money is an obvious one because, who wouldn't want to be able to feel secure? But I'd be a little bit more specific with mine. Instead of infinite money, I'd ask for a credit card that receives $10,000 every month. It's controlled and realistic, it encourages budgeting and planning, and also it avoids instant corruption, because if you ask for infinite money, it's not really specific, and who knows what that really means. And on the more realistic side, I can clear any financial stress, help my family, and build a lot of stability and not excess. I don't want unlimited money to flex or be like those guys who act like they're hot stuff all the time. I'd want a peace of mind because, $10,000 every month, it's fair. And plus, it avoids any suspicion. Like, how the heck did this guy get $50 million out of nowhere? But like I said, money, it's an obvious one, but it's an understandable one. For my second wish, I want world peace. I want at least one of my wishes that weren't about me. My version of world peace would include no discrimination, no wars, and no unnecessary suffering. Look, I acknowledge reality. I would be realistic. Minor conflicts and arguments, they're still gonna exist, and people aren't perfect. We know that. But my goal with that wish is a world where people try to understand each other. A world where differences don't lead to violence or, unnecessary suffering across the planet. A world where people disagree but don't destroy each other because of it. World peace is another common one that people wish for, and I like that that's a thing because it's less selfish. It's something that can not just benefit you but benefit others. So that would be my second wish. And for my third wish, I would say I would want a redo button. So originally, I wanted something that was kind of supernatural or something that couldn't happen in natural life, like superpowers. I was originally considering the power of indestructibility or super speed, to live out kind of like a superhero dream. But I realized those are mostly just flashy, and besides, a redo button would be more useful in life. Let me explain. With a redo button, I could retake tests, if I failed, fix certain conversations, if I messed up or said something I didn't want to say, I could redo that. I could learn from mistakes without any permanent consequences, and test investments or life decisions, just to see what it was like. I would make it where I can redo how far back, or how much I really want to fix. It's just, we all wish that there were certain things that we can fix, but in real life all you can really do is push forward, move on. but with a redo button, and if there were specific things I wanted to fix, I could just press a button, redo it, and then keep trying until I eventually got what I needed to do. I mean, that's kind of what you do in real life, sort of. Now, look, life isn't hard because we fail. It's hard because we don't get to try again all the time. Like, that's the realistic part. So, I would love to have a redo button just to be able to redo certain things. And I wouldn't use it extensively or on dumb stuff, stuff that were very specific that I would need to do or really want to do. So, what do my wishes reflect? Well, for my money wish, they reflect responsibility. Look, for all of us with money, we want to enjoy life, but we also have to be responsible because it can all end up in a big heap of trouble. So, that's one thing. With my peace wish, I'm mostly thinking about others, empathy, because, like, we know how destructive the world can be. Does it have to be like that? Not really, but a chance to, spread world peace around would be amazing. And the redo button, you might not see it like that, but it represents growth. Because being able to, fix a mistake that, actually could be fixed would be nice to have. And it will be able to, help me in certain stuff, like investments. So, my, ending thoughts would be, what would your three wishes be? And what would they say about you? So, thank you so much for watching this video. Like and subscribe for more videos on the best way. And stick around and let's see what happens next.